Good morning to you all, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? Be very welcome. Good morning, and we welcome you to the second edition of Zoom Bilbao from this Euskalduna Palace in Bilbao. We are at an appointment that is full of enthusiasm because it has been reinforced by the success of the first meeting when we reached the amount of 1,400 participants, more than 560 companies, and 62 lecturers. And now we want to go into depth and to reinforce the commitment of both organizers and participants with sustainable mobility. And that's why the program of this new edition is really improving the initial proposal. And we can realize that in the fact that we have got more participants and cooperators. All the people in Zoom Bilbao, what we want is to go from the dialogue through actions. We are looking for solutions on the part of the main actors of the sustainable mobility, and it is fundamental to foster the public and private alliances. And that's why these editions that counts on 18 editions, 7 side events, and more than 50 cooperating companies is becoming the perfect stage to establish a dialogue and to build a sustainable mobility settled on 3 pillars, on 3 axes, on 3 strategical ones that are vertebrating the transition of the energy, governability and funding, and also the innovation, digitalization and mobility from the entities, from the organizing entities, which are Bilbao Town Hall, Petronor, Repsol. They want to talk to us about the goals they are searching for with the second edition, San Bilbao. And I have for my right the presence of Alfonso Gil, Deputy Mayor of Bilbao and Councillor of the Area of Mobility and Sustainability, and José Ignacio Zudaire, Director of People and Organizations of Petronor. Good morning, Alfonso Gil. Which is the difference in this second edition regarding the first one, the one that took place 2 years ago, many of them. But first of all, just allow me to thank the brave people who have come at this time, because we thought we were going to come just by taxi, but we would need a bus. But many people are looking at us, and we are very happy. So be very welcome. Thank you for coming to Bilbao. Marisa has asked us to be very brief and just a couple of quick headings. Everything has changed in Bilbao in the last 2 years. We have electrified the city, the cars. We are facing the new challenges, hydrogenization, electrification, working with different partners. And the truth is that from here, what we want to extract is not only what has changed, but what we want to change. And this is what gives the support to a Congress like this. So the evolution, the constant evolution of a city that dreamt of what they wanted to be. And we have seen this when you came along this area. Bilbao is one of the very few cities that dreamt of what they wanted to become and has achieved it. And apart from this evolution, what else can we find in Bilbao, in Zumbio, in these 2 days? Okay, I think that first of all, the celebration of this event with a component that is this face-to-face is something very important. It is really a milestone by itself, because when we started to organize the Congress, they are in the middle of 2020. The world had to stop, and we were in this paradox. Are we going to organize a Congress when the world has stopped? But anyway, at the end, the town hall, the Bilbao town hall, also felt the spirit of this city of growing when there is adversity. We have to do it, and we have to bet for it to be an event that is face-to-face. So I think that the fact of being able to make this, I think is a good reason to be happy, and it also defines a milestone. Let's say whether we can contribute to this idea of normality that is being generated with these kind of things, congresses, people, and the people we meet, and so on and so forth. And this can help us. Apart from this, what are we going to help? I think that fundamentally, and the most important thing, 83 lecturers of the first category, and we have to be very thankful for the fact that they are accompanying us in a complicated moment. Many of them have had to travel. They confirmed us a long time ago when things were more complicated. Now everything is easier. But when they made the decision of coming here, this was a very complicated moment, and we have to be very thankful to them, because we have got lectures of such a level in a situation that wasn't that easy at all. And another thing I want to thank, especially to the lecturers, is that the format we have bet on, and the one we like, like is really rather the one of a round table dialogue, where at the end all the lecturers can interact, and in the end it seems that it is much better for the lecturer than this ex cathedra lessons. It is much better to exchange point of views, to have a dialogue, and for those of us who are going to be the spectators, this is much more enriching, and this is something we have to highlight and thank. So a very fruitful and rich meeting in people and solutions, the ones we are going to introduce right now. But first of all, which are the goals that the organizing bodies are chasing for from the perspective of the city of Bilbao? I was thinking about that the other day. We have set many goals. But if you sum people, wares, institutions, private companies, this equation equals Zoom Bilbao, and this is the end, so Zoom 21, because mobility is around the changing paradigm. We have got some challenges, and as a fruit of the pandemics, they have become more acute. Many wares move in the cities today more than ever, and we as cities we are asking the proximity shops to get digitalized. And I was saying that the other day in a very simple way. When I was younger, when we were asking something to come home, that was a fridge or that was a TV, but nowadays people are ordering ball pens. So a young boy is asking for a ball pen. So there are millions of deliveries in the world. And we have got different challenges, and we have got a duty, and it is to align the interests of the public and private partners so that everything can work in this ecosystem. Cities, we have to be prepared for a change of paradigm in this way, and the change of philosophy is going to lead us to a change of the features of the city, of the look of the city. In a couple of years, cities will be different, and that's why this event is so important. As Jose Ignacio has said, and I'm going to make some publicity about the sponsors, because without them this would be really impossible. That have got involved. We have got sponsors of every kind, companies, institutions. Why? Why have we done it, made it possible? Because we need answers. There are many questions, and some of them have to be solved here. Because the declaration of Bilbao, that is going to be the last thing we are going to subscribe in this Congress, it is open to the world. It's not going to remain just in Bilbao. It is the declaration of principles, so that these four principles within the mobilities can offer specific answers to specific problems. So many solutions and answers. And from the field of the private company as Petronor, I think there is something very important. We are immersed in energetic transitions. I think this is one of the vectors that is something different this year compared to the first edition. And we had an energetic transition, but right now it is has got a lot of force on the table. And as in every changes, there are going to be winners and losers. So if we as a region, as a country, we aim at being winners, we have to go hand in hand with the public sector and the private one. So both of us have to work in the capacity of our industry, have to trust them, because sometimes there is a kind of dichotomy between environment and economy, which is something false. Apparently, if you bet on the good environment, you have really to renounce to economy, and this is a big mistake. We just be able to approach this constant challenge of the energetic transition based on industrial development and also environmental issues. So, and technology, of course. So really, those are two sides of the coin. And the thing is whether we are going to do it or whether the industry and technology are going to make it. And we have to be able, because we did it in the past too, to make the most of this change in order to relocate our industry, our technology. And logically, this has to go hand in hand with the public things, because public things, in this case, we have seen in the pandemic and the big challenges the public items are playing a very important role. So public items with a very clear view and the private joining forces and capacities, I think that can transform us in part of these winners of this transition. So let's be leaders among all of us, this transition, public and private sector together. Thank you very much. Thank you so much to Jose Ignacio Zubair and Alfonso Gil for having welcomed us to this second edition of Zoom Bilbao. I invite you to go back to your seats.